Let's hang out. What's going on, everybody? Oh, let's pull this in a little closer. What's going on, everybody? I'm very, very happy to be interviewing one of my patrons, Goatman, who lives in the UAE, the United Arab Emirates. Go ahead and say
Hello,
hello.
everyone. Hi. Hello, hello.
And before we get started, I want to say thank you very much for joining me,
Mm,
and also
my
congratulations.
pleasure.
You are about to graduate college.
Yes, I'm about to graduate university in a week in information technology and security.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
absolutely awesome. It's so you've been in for 4 years?
I've been in it for 5 years. I had a small hiccup with the university. I changed major halfway through, and yep, that's a whole topic we can talk about because I changed major because the major was not available for the men.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yep, yep.
All right. So let's see. I'm making sure that I'm not audio looping anywhere weird. Somebody just
No, no,
sent
no.
me.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh no, yeah. Okay. There we go. I caught it. I caught it.
The looping.
Yeah.
Stop the looping.
There was a little bit of looping.
Yeah. OBS, OBS.
Yeah, OBS, and I also I was previewing it and I forgot that it was playing in another window and
Yeah,
yeah.
shenanigans.
Yep, shenanigans. So first and foremost, obviously we're maintaining anonymity,
hmm
VPN, the whole nine yards, just so we can have like just a open exchange of
Yep,
like
yep.
I want to learn.
Ideas and opinions. Yeah.
Right, and I want to learn about your culture too. So you live in the Emirates, but
Yes.
you are still culturally from a Bedouin family. Do you want to explain for some people who might not know what a Bedouin is?
A Bedouin family is a very big tribe, which is followed by a name. Like for example, let's say Jeff Holiday. He is from the Holiday tribe, and in this tribe consists of like a sheikh or the ruler of the tribe, which and around him comes with a council of the uncles or and the fathers, and they usually debate and talk about the well-being of the tribe, the safe being of the tribe, the children, the women, the men, helping each other out in a time of strife, or if like someone needs some cash, we'll help them out. If someone is going through an addiction, we'll help them out in some cases. Otherwise they'll exile them.
Oh wow.
And it's a beautiful, it's a beautiful system. It works. There is a lot of tribes still alive and going today, but they don't live together anymore. They live in a more of a, the grandparents, their kids, and their children's children. So imagine a house with around like 15, 20 people
Okay. And there
in a
so
big house. Yeah.
it's are they still are Bedouins still considered predominantly nomadic, or has that changed a lot over the past few years?
Um, it's not considered nomadic anymore because it's the people itself. Like the majority of the people who were here,
Mm-hmm.
who are here until now, are still Bedouin or, surprise, surprise, ex-slaves.
Oh wow.
Yes,
Interesting.
yes. In some tribes, they did have African slaves, but since we got educated
Mm-hmm.
and we learned that slavery is not the ways of life now, we gave them the name of the tribe, and they are honored to carry that name of the tribe. You can easily find someone from my tribe who is similar of my color, and you can see a person from an African descent carry the same name of my tribe, and I will not, I won't be racist. I won't be, anything of anything towards that person because if our leader gave him the name,
Mm-hmm.
we treat him as one of us, and we do treat them as one of us.
That's amazing. Is
It's
there is
yeah.
there is there a lot of is there a lot of like family creating or breeding between like former slaves or
Yeah, yeah,
traditionally?
yeah, yeah,
A
yeah,
lot.
yeah, yeah. Definitely, definitely. I know a friend of mine who is like, his mom's ancestors used to be slaves in our country, and now they're free way long back ago. And you could see the aspect of like we never mentioned it. We completely cleared it out of our minds. We didn't treat them badly anyways, so it wasn't a big issue.
Wow.
Like you could see someone who is like from an African descent who was a slave and now who isn't, and we don't see them as someone else. We see them as our people because they lived with us. They lived through our culture and our ways of life,
Hmm.
and they carry our names in great pride, and and we see them with great pride.
That's amazing. That's absolutely
Yep.
amazing. There was a
Yeah.
little bit of that when I lived in Panama, Central America. The
Yeah.
the African slaves brought over. They
Mm.
ended up acclimating quite a bit, but it's not nearly like that.
No, no, yeah, yeah. Well,
That's
it's like
incredible.
when I was reading the American history and I'm reading the British history related to slavery. The British actually changed it quite easily and fluently, but the American history, I've seen it in the news until this day. They're still blabbing about it. I don't know why. It's non-existent.
Yeah.
It's non-existent in the States. I'm pretty sure it's not existent in the States. I mean, ever since the Civil War, everyone has the right to do what the hell they want. Am I right?
There. Well, okay. So what? Once we had emancipation, and
Mm-hmm.
the slaves were freed, we went through the Reformation, which was actually
Yeah,
a really horrible, horrible time. But we did
yeah,
have racialized laws, and it
yeah,
took
yeah.
it took until I think it was the civil rights movement in the
Mm-hmm.
'60s. I might be totally botching it, but
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Yeah.
when we completely opened up like all legal logistics to be unilaterally across the board.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's still some
Racial.
possibilities that there are like biases in certain types of
Yeah.
things legally, but for the most part, yeah, it's open now. But it took us a long time.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised about that because like over here, it's non-existent at all. It's completely abolished. You don't see it in the workplace. You don't see it in school. We do joke around it in school because we're kids, man.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, like they take it as a joke and they make fun of us. We make fun of them. It's all fine. It's all it's all safe.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
incredible.
I mean,
God.
yeah, it's non-existent. The government doesn't even see it, and if they see any traces of it, you have no idea what the president would do about it. Oh my God. He would take a beating around everyone who would splurt out racial stuff. But the only issue that we have in terms of race is people that are not from this land,
Mm,
which
mm.
is the 80% of the population.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 20
Really?
like I think we're like 1.5 or 1.6 million people,
Sure.
and the rest are all expats
Wow. Where are they from
from the
mostly?
from the States, from the UK, from Europe, from Africa, from Asia, India, Philippines, China. It's a multicultural country.
That's
It's a
really interesting.
multicultural country. Yeah, I was raised. I didn't have a lot of Arab friends. I didn't have a lot of local friends.
Hmm.
I was raised with a lot of South Africans, with a lot of Americans, with a lot of British people. I learned from their culture. They invited me over for Christmas, which as a Muslim, I never went to a Christmas party before. I never went to a Thanksgiving. I never eaten a turkey as it is. And when I did, oh man, whew, I missed that turkey, man. I missed that turkey.
It's pretty good,
But
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like I've experienced a lot of culture, both from non-Muslim to Muslim, from non-Christian to Christian, from like, everything. I was a metalhead. I was a rebel. You name it.
Fantastic. Yeah, we
Minus the tattoos and the piercing. I don't want to be exiled. So yeah,
right. There
yeah,
there are there are still some considerations you have to keep in mind for sure.
yeah. Even though I snuck out at the middle of the night going to an Iron Maiden concert, oh, I would never. Good times, good days.
You got to go see Iron Maiden? Oh, I'm
Iron
jealous.
Maiden, Metallica, Megadeth,
Oh, man.
Pantera. I think I grew up listening to Rob Zombie. You name it. You name it. You
That's
name it.
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
there is I mean, I'm sure you're aware. There's just
yeah.
so much noise, especially in today's climate in the United States. And a lot of people don't really
Yes,
understand that there is a massive cultural diversity in the Muslim and Arab world. That
yes,
not all countries are exactly the same.
exactly.
And the UAE, Dubai is one of the most advanced cities on the planet. It's massively
Exactly.
wealthy, very culturally enriched.
Hmm.
I think it's interesting because a lot of people don't understand that.
Yep, they don't understand that because a lot of people would always. I think a saying that my late grandfather said is that a person who would view a country would always look at the black spot in a white paper. If
Ooh,
you know what I mean?
that's a good saying. That's a really good
Yeah,
saying. Wow.
exactly. He's like, we have a lot of issues in terms of, expats and not giving them, a few of the rights, and people would always point that out. But if you look at what they're getting in return, they're getting accommodation, free healthcare, free education for their kids,
Mm,
so on and so forth. They might not have the job security, but they're gonna get everything else. So people will always focus on that small black spot
yeah. Yeah.
outside that white paper. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I'm a little versed in the UAE. I've been reading up on it since the first time actually that you mentioned that you were from there, and
Yeah.
so I'm kind of curious. I mean, I'd love to
Mhm.
learn more about the UAE, but I also am really curious what the perception is inside the Emirates about surrounding countries, like specifically Qatar.
Uh, we see them as to be more slang, a brother from another mother,
Okay,
more or less. We don't have any opposing, we don't have anything opposed against them, but there are a few things. Qatar, we don't have any issues with them. We see them as who they are. They see us as who we were. We had a lot of long tribal history with them. A few of my tribesmen date all the way back and landed in their land and lived there, and they're still there, but slightly different uh, name.
mm,
Um, and we have no issues with them. But with other countries, we do actually. With other surrounding Arab countries, we have indirect issues with them. The people have no problems between each other,
sure.
but the people who come from outside the Middle East and stay here would see Saudi Arabia, would see the UAE.
Hmm.
They would favor staying in the UAE more than Saudi Arabia because of their laws and rules.
Okay.
Yeah, like
From a perspective as somebody who lives in the Emirates and is
yeah,
ethnically from there, it would be
mhm.
more of just an understanding of, well, that's just them.
Yeah. That's yeah. Man, I could rant about most of their rules and laws and their way of treating people and don't get me wrong, they treat their people fairly, but if you compare their way of life there and here,
Mm,
especially with the amount of oil that they have, their people could have lived in a much better state than now.
right, right.
In Qatar, in Qatar, the people are thriving. They have homes. They have no poverty. They have healthcare. They have education.
Hmm.
But when you go to Saudi Arabia, most of them have no jobs. Most of them still live in a very old-fashioned way. Even some people would say a pretty Islamic way. Like their mentality is different. They're very aggressive. Women can't have jobs. Women can't have businesses. Women can't drive. Women blah 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 blah. Over here is the complete opposite. Here's the complete opposite. Like the women here, they could drive. They could own businesses. They could learn. They could teach. They could marry whoever the hell they want to marry.
Wow.
Um, they are. We have we in our federal council,
Hmm.
half I think a quarter of them is all women. The woman
Okay.
can vote, and the woman can vote. They can do whatever the hell you want. The merit speaks louder than the gender.
Gotcha. That's
Yeah, yeah,
fantastic. Yeah.
yeah.
In that way, then, do you feel like there is a significant difference between the Arabian Peninsula and the Levant?
Yes, definitely. Levant is being Syria, Lebanon, and Jordan.
Yes.
Yeah, completely different. Um, I will say that the southern side of Jordan
Hmm.
have Bedouins, and they live similarly to us, but the main city of them, no, they live completely different. They live completely different. I've been there. I've traveled from Jordan to Syria to Lebanon. Their culture is completely different.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was curious about that too because you know, like I said, from the American perspective, it's like your grandfather said, the
Hmm.
blackest
Yep.
dot on a white piece of paper, and so when we when we hear in our media, the most common
Yeah,
names that we hear repeated is Iraq, Iran, Syria, and that's like the overwhelming perception, and it's also the it's not only just necessarily the political and war situations that are going on too,
yeah.
but the crisis of refugees and that sort of thing. And I think that a lot of people in the Western world don't understand that that is not indicative of
Yep.
all of the Arab world. A lot of the Arab
Yeah,
world
yeah.
is not working like that at all.
It's completely not like I can't speak much about the other countries around us, but I could speak for my country. In terms of the war, in the Iraqi war, we kind of supported Kuwait and the States. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of sick.
Oh no, it's
Hold on.
okay. It's okay.
I'm sorry, I got a cold. It's winter season. Whew.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
managed to stay relatively healthy by eating nothing but hot peppers and drinking lots and lots of liquor.
It's kind of worse here because like we just came out from the summer season, which is like 45 degrees Celsius and higher.
Oh yeah.
And now it's like 25 degrees Celsius and the body's not used to it.
Yeah, I
Imagine going from a
imagine
hot
so.
room to a cold room, then a cold room to a hot room. That's what my neck is going through right now.
Oh God.
And especially I just came from a speech at the university for like a presentation. Oh God.
Oh
So
God.
yeah,
How
yeah,
was?
my voice is gone, man. But it's all good, it's all good.
Oh God. Oh, you
Taking
had to
my
give a speech today.
Yeah, I had to give like a presentation to like 20 people
Wow. Okay.
about about ethical hacking and stuff like that.
Oh shit. All right.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Um, so another thing that I really wanted to ask about is I know that as I was reading up, a little bit more, I know the Constitution of the Emirates provides for religious freedom, but
Hmm.
the Constitution is still does declare that Islam is the official religion of the country.
Yes.
From a perspective of somebody who lives there, how does this usually play out in day to day life, especially with so many expatriates? Expatriates.
Um.
Expatriates.
Okay. That's a very beautiful question, actually. We have um we translated a few words from the Quran, the Islamic holy book,
Mm-hmm.
that there's a very famous phrase that says, "You got your own religion and I've got mine." And we cherish that phrase because we know that we're gonna have a lot of people not Muslims, and we will give them their freedom of worshiping whatever the hell they want to worship. You
Right.
worship Satan, go ahead. You worship, whoever you want to worship, by all means. We also provide churches. I believe an Orthodox and a Catholic church.
Yeah. I did see that
We
there's both. Yeah.
Yeah, we do have an Orthodox and a Catholic church. We also have like a Buddhist temple, a Sikh temple. When a Buddhist or a Sikh, I believe when they pass away, they actually burn the bodies, and we provide them those kind of ways to, burn the bodies if they want to.
Okay.
Do what the hell you want, but you know, a lot of people think that we oppress people of those religion. We don't see, we don't see you for who you worship. We see you for what you do or what you're gonna do.
Right.
That's how we
Absolutely.
see, that's how I see you if you're working here. And for a person who lived in many cultures, and like I've grown up, living with a lot of people from different cultures.
Right.
We never brought up the topic of religion. We just brought up who's your favorite rock band, what color do you like, want to go home and play some Magic the Gathering, or want to play some board games. That's what we always discussed about. But there is a nice thing about it is that for Muslims we apply the Sharia law,
Right.
and for the non-Muslims we apply the federal law.
Oh, really? Okay. So
We do
that was
in some
actually
cases.
that was going to be my next question. Is I do know Sharia is employed in the Emirates, but I wasn't
Yes,
sure if that was
yes, to some degree. Yes, to some degree, and for everyone, both locals, the Muslims, and the non-Muslims.
okay.
I will give you a case. I got caught uh, drinking and driving.
Okay.
Uh, yes, I'm a Muslim and I drink and I eat bacon. No one can stop me.
Bacon's too good
No one
not
can
to.
stop. Oh, when they told me that, it's prohibited to eat bacon, you're not supposed to eat bacon, and I ate it. Holy crap, tastes so good.
Oh yeah.
So good. Especially with some whiskey and stuff. Oh man.
Oh my god.
But yeah, by the way, drinking is allowed here, unlike the other Arab countries.
Right.
It's completely legal. But anyways, for example, I got caught drinking and driving, and I got the choice to either pay the fine, like how we do in the States,
Mm-hmm.
and get my license revoked for like a few months, just like the States, I think, in a few states.
Mm-hmm.
And or I could go through the Sharia law, which I get 20 lashes on my back and pay a small fine.
Oof. Oof.
I
Did you?
would rather get the I would rather get the lashes and the small fine rather than get my license and a big fine.
I think
You
I
can see.
actually might too.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think I might actually too. How was taking the lashes?
Uh, as a masochist, all good.
Okay. All right.
As a masochist, all good. All good. Handy dandy. Oh,
Oh my god. I'm thinking about it now, and
you just
being a masochist.
wipe me, daddy. Yeah. I did not say that. Don't worry. They are people of the law. I would never say that.
Yeah, they
And not
might.
to mention, one of them knows my dad because my dad's he used to be a police officer. He's like, oh wait, I know who you are. Oh, your dad's gonna love this.
Oh shit. Oh
So yeah,
man.
I kept my mouth shut. But yeah, okay. For example, like in that example, I can either choose the federal law or the Sharia law.
Yeah.
Another case, we had a murder over here in Dubai, which rarely happens.
Hmm.
And if you go through the federal law, you have to pay a large amount of fine for the family, and you have to go to jail.
Okay.
That's the murder law. That's the federal law. But the person who murdered the other person, who was a child, by the way,
Hmm.
a grown man, an uncle, murdered his nephew
Oh shit.
for no apparent reason, and that shook the whole country. How would an uncle murder his own nephew? He was young, he was around like 8, 9 years old,
That's insane.
Yeah, and a lot of people say we want the Sharia law be placed upon him
Hmm.
because of the federal law. He's just going to be, I think, deported out after his time in jail. He's going to be deported out. People are like, no, no, we're not going to have any of this. The people screamed and yelled, both the expats,
Right.
both the non-Muslims and the Muslims were like, give him the Sharia law. He's a Muslim. Give him the death that he deserves.
Right. Which
And
type
he
of
tried.
what type of death would it have been?
I believe it hasn't been announced yet.
Hmm.
It's like a very fairly new trial right now. It hasn't been announced yet, but I believe we either do the hanging
Mm.
or the shooting.
Okay.
We don't behead because that's old-fashioned.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't chop people's hand because they steal, nor we stone people to death because they had sex. No, we don't do that.
Yeah. 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 I wouldn't expect
We
so. That's much more like a Levant thing. Although I do believe Saudi Arabia does still employ some of
Yes, yes,
those.
yes. They still employ some of that for God knows what. I mean, we're now
Yeah.
2017. We're 2017, and how we perceived the Islamic religion is that it's a religion of peace and a religion of forgiveness, and taking, like, people take the words literally. We take the words very figuratively, like for example, prevent him from stealing by chopping off his hand. We take it as, okay, to prevent him from stealing, we'll place him in jail, we'll fine him, and we'll try to rehabilitate him, tell him, why are you stealing, why are you doing this, are you in need, do you need some help, and
Right.
stuff like that. But there are some assholes around the world, so we sometimes just constantly put them in jail.
Yes, yes. That
And you
does happen a lot everywhere.
and you don't want to stay in jail when the temperature goes up to 45 degrees and half the people there are smelly as fuck.
Oh.
That if asking them if they need help does not help with them,
Hmm.
I bet the smelly odors of criminals there in a closed cell in the middle of the desert would probably help them
Right.
to
Absolutely.
rethink about their life. Yet, yeah, that's the difference between the Sharia law and the federal law.
Yeah. Right.
Uh,
I
speaking,
always find
yeah,
it's. Oh no, please, by all means.
uh, we do we do have very ridiculous federal law, especially those that revolve around the VPN. We have a stupid law in the VPN where, like, if you have a VPN, you have to pay like $250,000 in fine if you do any criminal act.
Oof.
Yeah, just let that sink in. If you use VPN, it's illegal.
Oh my
I'm
god.
talking to you in an illegal way right now.
Right.
But no. What the decree says is that if you're doing a criminal offense while using VPN, you'll be fined even more. It's like you're speeding without wearing your seatbelt. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
It's basically that. People in the country are like, oh no, we can't VPN, we can't talk to our loved ones outside the country, blah blah blah.
Sure, you can. You just don't get
Of
caught.
course, of course. If you can't hide, I mean, you
Then you shouldn't be
get
bothering
educated.
anyway. Yeah, absolutely. And you know what?
Okay. Yeah.
The unintended consequence of that is it might lead to more citizens becoming unintentionally more tech literate. It just helps them be incentivized to want to learn more about being able to use computers. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly that. I mean, a lot of my friends who were not in IT uh, were giving me advice on how to VPN. What the hell? I, I, Jeff, I am majoring in security and network. I'm supposed to be, you know, very smart around, how the VPN works.
Sure.
They're teaching me. They're fucking teaching me, and god damn it.
Yeah, that's how it's always going to happen. I've actually started thinking I might need to VPN too. There's always some new threat trying to be pushed through American legislature,
Mhm.
trying to put a
Uh,
stranglehold on the internet. So,
all my research is based on your laws and rules on the internet, and it's hilarious, man.
I bet.
We'll just use the information. Just, we'll keep it with us. Don't worry. You do what you do, and we just keep your information.
Yep.
Nothing is gonna happen at all.
Yeah, it's pretty insane, and there's so much. Did you? How much exposure do you have to like Western movies?
I am brought up very westernized.
Yeah.
Very, very, like, I am brought up very westernized. The only thing I haven't watched is The Fifth Element.
Oh, that's a good one. Well, I was
I have
curious.
watched, yeah,
Well,
go
I
ahead.
was I was curious because you're in network security. If you had seen the movie Snowden,
Oh yeah, I have.
that
I
movie
have.
made me very paranoid.
It shouldn't actually. I mean, it should in a way, but it wants you to be aware
Sure.
of the truth. The only reason why I don't have any social media is because I know the truth the moment I entered in this course. I learned the whole truth of the social media platform and security and, wearing your tinfoil hat and blah blah blah. Yeah, once you know the truth, it's kind of outweighs the cons kind of outweigh the pros.
Mm,
Now, 10 years ago, who gives a fuck?
right.
Now, it's kind of a bit more scarier than that because, okay, who cares if a big company is using your information for selling to the third party?
Hmm.
But what if you have someone in your life that is a stalker or someone who's dangerous or someone who's trying to bring you down?
Right.
Like, for example, I believe In one of your recent videos, you're saying that someone is trying to remove you from the university, like some SJW guy is trying to
Yeah,
he's
it
trying to
was
figure out.
yeah,
Yeah,
there was a social justice where because I had not made it private what university I was going to, she
yeah,
was actively trying to contact the dean of admissions to get me thrown out.
yeah. You should like the only reason why you should be kind of you know be aware of this kind of situation because people like that
Mm,
can abuse the power of information.
right,
You shouldn't abuse the power of information. You should cherish it and learn from it and expand it. Don't abuse it to hurt someone else.
right,
Because that person is only going to live here for like X amount of years. Information is going to stay there forever. Expand your research, add your stuff into the pool of information. Like right now, this conversation we're having, this information we're exchanging is going to be in the world of information for the next 250 years.
right. Long after we're nothing but dust.
Yeah, and people will watch this and be like, oh, Jeff made an interview with the Goatman,
Hmm.
you know? And here is what we learned about this, and here's what we learned about the UAE, what we learned about the States, blah, blah, blah. You know? It's information, whether it's important or not, whether it's significant or not.
Right,
Information is always information.
absolutely. I wonder if that's kind of I suppose in a way it's like an extra layer to the capacity for humans to reach immortality. I mean, the basic idea of immortality has always stayed with just the simply process of having children. You know, we live forever through our descendants, but
Yes.
with our digital landscape, with just this cataloging of our lives, a perpetual cataloging, we're kind of imprinting ourselves many times every day with ourselves, which will last longer than we will.
I believe my late grandfather, who he has so many quotes and so many, he taught me how to be open-minded, how to accept other opinions and rights and debate with them in a healthy manner. He taught me so many stuff, and one of the most interesting things is that like what he just said about information and how it's being passed down. He said the only way a human person can achieve immortality is by three ways: planting a tree, writing a book, and impacting your society.
Mm.
That is how you achieve immortality. For example, Albert Einstein, he's immortal. Uh,
Oh yeah.
Beethoven, Beethoven, he's immortal through his music. Who else? So many people. Alexander the Great, he's immortal because of his achievement through his conquest, the Roman Empire. You know, Julius Caesar. You name it. These people are immortal and are living with us today, whether we like it or not, whether they're good or bad.
Yeah.
They are living with us today by their actions and what they did. That's how you achieve immortality. It's not being physically there, it's by your action being immortally there. That's how he taught me how you achieve immortality.
I would have really liked to have met your grandfather. He sounds like an amazingly fascinating person.
He is, and uh, he did pass away a couple of years ago from brain cancer with Shia. He traveled to the States to cure it. He traveled to Singapore to cure it. The government was like very helpful with it. They're like, here you go. Here's unlimited amount of cash. Just go cure yourself and come back.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, he fought till the end, and he taught me so much,
Yeah,
so much.
absolutely.
I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you and having this kind of, you know, state of mind if it wasn't for him. He taught me so much stuff.
That's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. Oh man. Okay. So, switch gears a little bit
Yep,
to
go ahead.
there was a question I had.
Yep.
No, I'm going to be clear in my throat not to. Um, there was another question that I had because
Hmm.
we started broadening out the overall culture of the Emirates,
Yep. Yep.
you know, religious freedoms and that sort of thing. There was a question I had about I found an article that there was a large number of Shia that were deported over the past few years, and I was kind of curious about what that was about.
Shia. Oh
Yeah.
man, those people. Um, No, I have no hatred or any kind of conflict towards anyone of any religion, especially the Shia people. I've dated a Shia girl for 5 years, and whew, 10 out of 10. But the country, um, what I, th the only reason why like these kind of articles they pop up and say like, hey, a large amount of Shia people are being deported is because if they're Iranians, there's a reason for it. If they are Egyptian, there's a reason for it.
Oh,
If they are Iranians, they're probably 80% spies
wow.
because Iran is right across the border, and they control lands that we own by
That
military force.
that's
I
really.
have I have no conflict towards the people of Iran. You know, I love them. I have friends who are Iranian and Shia. No problem with that. If they are Egyptian, they are a part of a big radical Islamic group that tried to corrupt the country for the past 45 years. from the, I believe from the inside out. They try to corrupt the kids, so when they get older and they have jobs, they can use the hijab power to overturn the government. It's a long story.
Is
Um,
that part of the Arab Spring in Egypt?
um, I believe so. Yes.
Okay.
If it's the Muslim Brotherhood, yes, it is. It
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Okay.
We deported a lot of Shia people who are affiliated with them, and yep, they were causing too much trouble.
Hmm. That's amazing. One thing that I always find really fascinating, because I am a student of history, I'm not as well read up as I would really have liked it to be.
Hmm.
But one of the things I always find really interesting is at the time when Europe was still predominantly people trudging through the mud and, riddled with disease, the Arab
Yep.
world in and of itself was mastering mathematics,
Yes.
broadening the horizons of space
Right.
through astronomy.
Yes.
There's this.
Medicine.
I'm sorry.
There were achievement in math, in astronomy, and medicine,
Medicine,
and
yeah.
theoretical socialist idea,
Hmm.
republicanist ideas, like all these beautiful scientific intelligence era. I think it's the golden age of Arab world.
Yeah,
It's the golden
absolutely,
age.
absolutely.
And it
And
went down to a pile of shit.
well, I mean, I don't think it.
Unfortunately.
Obviously, it hasn't all turned to shit. Hasn't all turned to shit. you know.
Yeah. Everyone rised up and turned down. Everyone had their golden age moment, and everyone either ascended or descended just from that. So what was your question exactly about? The
Oh, so the question that I was gonna have. Well, there's a couple of different things that I was thinking of.
yeah.
But I was mostly gonna make a comment that I find it wonderful that there are still like bastions of this idea of progress and
Hmm.
of peace and tolerance inside the Muslim world. And
Yep.
there are places where that is absolutely still true. But I do have a question though: is at what point do you feel like the golden age started to collapse in on itself?
I believe it's when things got out of control in terms of the government power. The
Yeah,
government was unable to control the people, and because of it, a lot of people had a lot of voices, and not all voices are always good.
that's true.
For example, the Muslim Brotherhood, when they came here, they had their own voice. We kicked them out because they are very radical and they want us to revert back to the Stone Age, and we don't want that. I like my internet.
Right.
But
Yes.
back in the Golden Age, what we have been taught in Arabic Islamic schools is that the decline of when Europe was in complete slum of diseases and shit.
Hmm.
Here, what happened was a lot of uh, issues related to the people and the government. People were not getting what they wanted. People got greedy. People wanted power. People wanted their own country, their own rule, and that led to a decline. And a lot of people started having a lot of free time, which with which they filled those free time with, um, you know, staying out in the shisha shops and drinking and hookers and so on and so forth. It might sound like a small impact, but
It's a kind
the
of thing that can
result,
grow.
it grew out of hand, and I believe it went to a point where I believe the Europeans used to call the Arab people this they called man or something. I don't remember the phrase, but they called the Arabs a phrase after so many years after the Golden Age.
Hmm.
Don't know what that phrase was, but I think it was like the sickly old man or something like that. I don't know
Ooh,
exactly what it is, but we were taught that the civilizations rise and fall.
right.
If the Golden Age happened and declined, it can happen again. Let's all
Absolutely.
unite. Blah blah blah. That's they give us this small propaganda that Arabs should be united again. I am completely against it. I don't want to be united.
Why is
No,
that?
seriously, because um, if I would, since nobody in my country would know who I am because they'll see me as the Goatman.
Mm.
A lot of Arabs want the Arab world to be united. They want to go back to the old Ottoman Empire type of state.
Hmm.
And I think that's completely wrong because we can call ourselves Arabs, but we all also have our own identities and our own ideas. And until everyone leaves the shithole that they're in from radical ideas and evolve, and I hate saying the word, but we call them the degenerates, unfortunately. Like
Degenerates.
the degenerates, as in like they are still living the old ways and they're not
Oh,
moving forwards.
okay.
They're not moving forward. Saudi Arabia has so much money, so much oil. Their women can't do shit. And
Hmm.
over here we have so much money, but we invested that money to the people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Hold on, I'm just gonna have a drink.
And the people have obviously prospered in that time as well. It's a smart
Exactly. I
investment.
mean, I mean, look, the country is 45 years old.
Right.
The country is 45 years old, and look how much it achieved with oil.
Yeah.
The people, the people learned, they were taught, they used their education, and they grew the country from inside out. Obviously, with the help of the expats, I am not gonna deny that. The expats helped us out a lot. I had an American teacher, and she taught me a lot of things about like how to accept the way of like to accept the cultures of other people and to learn from it, not change to it, but to learn from the culture
Hmm.
and accept them for who they are rather than what they are. Like for example, like you, I respect you for your ideas and your way of life
Oh,
because I respect you for who you are rather than you just being, oh, I'm American, blah blah blah. No, I
right.
respect you for who you are. Exactly.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people from the Patreons as well. I respect them for the people they are, not rather than the people that people portray them as. And until people actually grow up from the slums that they're in the Middle East
Mm.
and accept the advancement of humanity, I don't think the Arab world will ever see a golden age,
It's
nor a unity.
it's interesting too
Yeah.
because there's such a fascinating point in history too when the Ottoman Empire
Yes.
fell,
Yes.
and you had so many different interesting cultures that emerged when the empire fell.
Yes, we did.
You have everything from like certain areas of the Levant. It did end up becoming industrialized and phenomenally well
Exactly.
developed countries. Didn't not most of them didn't really necessarily last too terribly long until
Yeah.
they fell again, like Afghanistan. Um, but then you also had secular Turkey, which is also a fascinating that could even happen. You know,
It,
in the 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 corpse of the Ottoman Empire, you have a secular Turkey, which is also a fascinating that would even that could even happen. You know, in 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 the corpse of the Ottoman Empire, you have a secular
exactly.
state rise. So
Exactly.
strange.
I mean, like a lot of Arabs say we need the unity back so we can fix ourselves. No, fix yourselves now and then talk about unity later.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I believe my teacher said we yesterday I just finished my final exam on Islamic civilization,
Okay.
and that class is what is a very political class, very political. Like it's politic heavy of Islam and the civilizations. And he said, as you said, like the countries such as Syria, Jordan, and Lebanon, they were very industrious. They were rich. They were forward. You know, they were educated. They had universities and research.
Mm.
But then they collapsed. And I asked him, like, how come the country collapsed on its own? And he said, greed, corruption, and power.
Mm.
People got a lot of, like, the wrong people got a lot of power in their hands, and that's what happened. I'm like, and so 20% of those bad people had so much power that the 80% just followed. Isn't that like the sheep is leading a flock of lions?
Yeah.
I told him that, and he's like, "You have a point, but what could we do?" I'm like, "Hello, you can make, a overthrow them.
Hmm.
If you can't overthrow them, maybe go through it like in the legal system. If you can't go to the legal system, teach your kids
Yeah.
not to be corrupt.
So that way, at least the next generation won't have to. Will be well
Fuck up.
prepared for dealing with
We'll be
it.
well prepared with dealing with it." Exactly. And he was like, "You have a good point, but it's too late." I'm like, "It's not too late.
Hmm. I
It's
don't think
never
it's too
too
late.
late. It's
Yeah.
never too late. Just because you won't be alive for it, your future generation is going to be alive for it." And he was like, "Well, I can't say anything about it."
I think there's certain things that can enable human beings to any peoples really, but there has to be certain circumstances where people can truly thrive under pressure.
Yep.
For instance,
Yep.
here in America, Americans are there's the notion that Americans are fat and lazy, and they are. They are. They are. America.
Yeah.
They're complacent. They're extremely complacent people. I even struggle with it on a daily basis because there is an opiate of the masses. This ease of just being able to just not do something. But
Yep.
Americans
Yep.
also flourish in a crisis when that comfortableness is disturbed. And so, one thing that I find really interesting is a cultural divide and a cultural gap is um, if you have a perpetual state of
Yes.
poverty or the people just do not feel empowered,
Mm.
eventually that can erode the ability for people to lift themselves up out of a crisis.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And
I
I
completely know what you mean. Yeah.
I feel like that's what's happened a lot in certain parts of the Middle East because they've just
They were.
honestly
Yeah.
I blame a lot of things. Some of it is foreign intervention, but ultimately I do feel like if the people do not feel culturally like they can be lifted up if they survive the crisis, then they won't.
Actually, the main problem of that is actually culture.
You
Just to
think?
let you know, a lot of them have a lot of very. How can I say this? How can I say this without offending any Arab viewer in your channel?
If they
I'm
watch
sorry, but
me, if they watch me, they could probably take it.
yeah, yeah, definitely. But if you're still living in your own Arab culture, um, break it. The Arab culture is something to be proud of, but some aspect of it must be removed.
Something
Like the
that's
whole,
dysfunctional.
like some aspect of the Arab culture, like the culture itself, should be removed. Like for example, the idea that every Arab family must be in under one house or under one name as a tribe,
Hmm.
it's completely ridiculous. Like for example, my mom, She moved out of it. My dad did not like it. She moved out of it. She's like, I want to have my own house. I want to raise my kids my own way. I don't want no one of your sisters and mom to influence them. Let them grow on their own. Let them open up and live the way they want to live.
Hmm.
We don't want to control them the way our cultures control them.
Huh.
And and the outcome is me being completely, um, being a complete. I've experimented a lot of stuff like drugs and alcohol and bacon and sex and
Sure.
being a masochist and a sadist and all that. Like I experienced so much that my culture, if they see this, if my dad even knows that I do this kind of stuff, if I'm still in a tribe, I'll be exiled way long before anything happens.
Hmm.
My brother, on the other hand, still cherishes the, but with some leeway on like he ignored a few aspects of it, but he still cherishes the culture.
Sure.
My third brother, which by the way I have 9 brothers,
Oh wow.
just till it's yeah, and I'm the eldest. And a few of them are very artistic. They want to get out of the culture, and they are out of the culture, and they're living their life where they want to be.
Hmm.
If they were still living in a tribe, they would still have to be like, you gotta sit with your cousins, you gotta sit with your elders, you gotta sit with this, you gotta serve them, you gotta do this and that. Fuck off. Not really. I mean, like, when I was living in my grandfather's house, my uncles will always be like, make us some tea, make sure you bring the cups and waters, and make sure you, if we have guests, you tend to the guest, so on and so forth. I'm like, come on, fuck off. I got a video game to play right now. I'm like in the middle of a League of Legend game. Like this is a talk a long time ago, and I'm in the middle of a League of Legend game, and my dad comes in like, "Hey, we have guests." I don't care. They're not my guests. They're your guests. In my culture, that's completely offensive. I have to
Oh.
be with him when the guests come.
Hmm.
I don't want to be with them when the guests come. I hate them. God damn it. I mean, when I was dating a when I was dating a non-Arab woman,
Hmm.
oh my God.
Oh,
Holy
did
fuck.
you get a lot of flack for that?
You have no idea.
Oh god.
Being in a concert, okay, being in a concert, I think I caused an earthquake in the house. When they found out that I skipped town
Hmm.
with some strange people at the age of 14 or 15 with barely no cash and in an Iron Maiden concert, okay, imagine a tribe having this one child who's a fucking rebel just wandering off. And all this is a thank to my mom because she was like, do and hello,
Oh yeah,
all
it
good.
just cut out for a couple seconds.
Oh yeah. So can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello,
yes.
hello,
Okay,
hello.
there we go. We're back.
We're back live. Okay. Oh God. Um. So yeah, like she was like, you do what the hell you want to do, but with limits, and don't cause too much trouble, and don't be caught by the police. That's what she told me at the age of 13 or 14.
Good
I
mom.
took that advice. Yeah, I took that advice, and I went out and I rocked. Oh man, good stuff.
God, that sounds great.
Yeah,
So,
I lived.
oh please,
I lived
please
the
go.
blast. Yeah, like I remember coming home late one night, completely high, with like 2 bags of McDonald's, which I do not know. Oh wait, I do remember. Fuck. I believe my ex-girlfriend was sneaking in my room that day.
Oh
So I was
shit.
complete. Yeah, I was completely high. Now imagine this: having a white woman or having a non-Arab woman. If I date one, that will cause a lash in my tribe. How could he date a white, blue-eyed, blonde woman? That is completely not in our culture. He should be exiled. Blah blah blah. That what would happen. So I had her sneak to my room. She was Australian, and she was completely high, and I was completely high,
Oh,
and I think I was like 16 or 17.
Australian girls are dangerous.
Oh, I wish you gave me that advice a couple of years ago. It's too late to tell me that right now. So I had 2 packs of McDonald's, and I was walking up, and my mom and my dad, who was still with us at that time, and he looked at me, and I looked at him, red eyes, and the hoodie is on, and I smell like fucking weed. He looked at me and was like, and by the way, he's a colonel sergeant in the police force.
Oh shit.
He's in charge of the airport security. He knows every fucking security shit that comes in and comes out.
Oh no.
He looks at me. He's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yes." And my mom asked me, "He's like, why are you holding 2 bags of McDonald's? I'm hungry." And then she jokingly, "What are you smoking weed right now?" And I'm like, "Ha ha 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 ha. No, mom. No, I'm not." So I walk back upstairs and I hear them talking, and my dad is laughing his ass off. I was like, "I'm pretty sure he's smoking weed." And my mom freaked out, and she's like, "What? My son doing drugs? He's an angel. He's not. He could not be doing that." And then in the back of my head, I'm like, "But you picked me up from an Iron Maiden concert while I was running away, and you agreed on me on running away. How am I an angel? God
Right?
damn it!" So I'm walking upstairs, and I dropped the food in the room, and I walked downstairs, and my parents were like, "You should go to the hospital, and we'll come with you." I'm like, "Fuck,
Oh.
urine test, shit, I smoked too much, fuck." So I'm stressing out, and I'm like, "Look, I'm tired, I want to go to sleep." And then my mom's like, "Yeah, but your food is gonna get cold." And I'm like, "Fuck, she's smart." Exactly.
She's trying to catch you.
Yeah, thing is, my mom studied psychology.
Oh no.
Exactly. Now imagine living in a house with a police officer who is in the security of the airport of your country, and a mom who studies for 4 years psychology, specifically teenage psychology,
Oh my god.
both both Western and Asian psychology. And imagine having, man, I felt like 2 dildos up my ass and a fucking hammer in my head that whole night. I'm like, fuck, I am screwed. If and and by the way, this is in a Muslim family.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of the things that I'm doing, I could be sent to a exorcist or whatever that's called. They will
Exorcist?
rid, yeah, they will rid the devil out of me. Ha ha ha.
No.
I'm like, fuck. I'll be sent to like some weird ass guy from Saudi Arabia, and he's gonna fucking do shit. Fuck, no way. I'm out of here. So I walk up. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna change for the hospital, and you guys go, and I'll catch up with you in the hospital.
Yeah.
I am an asshole. I didn't think that through. She was like, "What do you mean by you gonna catch us up in the hospital? You don't drive. Who's gonna take you there?" "Oh, Stacy's gonna take me there." "Who's Stacy?" And I'm like, "Oh, uh-oh. Uh, let me change. Let me change." I go upstairs and I go to my girlfriend. I'm like, "Look, the only way we can survive the night." She doesn't know what the fuck is going on, by the way.
Yeah.
So I'm like, the only way we can survive the night is by jumping off the fucking window and running away.
Oh.
And then she was like, "Why are we gonna run away? Are there like anyone following us? Like, is there a cop in the house or something?" "Technically, yes. 2. And one of them carries a 9mm gun, and he's not afraid to use it on me."
Oh shit.
"Oh, your dad?" "Your dad?" I'm like, we gotta make the jump. I escaped from there, and after a few days, I'm like completely high. Then I got drunk, and then I ended up in a completely different city, which is like 4 hours north.
Oh man.
I believe I also attended some kind of weird ass Arab rock concert, which is completely fucking cockfest.
A cockfest?
Singing, it was a cockfest because nobody knows them. It's like
Oh.
an indie Arab concert thing, and all the Arab bands are like, imagine death metal in fucking Arabic. Fucking hell.
I'm trying to. I don't know
There
what.
we go. Now you can imagine it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, yay for multiculturalism, but fucking hell, be smart about it. And
Yeah.
then I come back a few days home, and I'm like, yeah, let's go to the hospital. My parents are like, yeah, we filed the missing person report,
Oh
by the
no.
way.
Oh no.
We didn't do, yeah. I told them that I got lost or something.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, they never opened up the discussion because they know,
We keep cutting
yeah,
out a
they were
little bit.
like, but at least be much more, tell us the truth next time. Yep. Hello?
Oh yeah, yeah. It just cut out
Hello?
there for a second. I just like I missed a little bit, and then it just came to just tell us the truth next time.
Yeah.
But you got to the
Oh, yeah.
hospital.
Yeah. We didn't go to the hospital because they fucking knew I was high from the moment I stepped in.
Oh.
They told me like we knew you were high out of your mind, but we kind of wanted you to know that what you're doing is bad, and we tried to let you know that do not do it again. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna do it again.
Those are some good
And I
parents.
was speak. Yeah, they were, but sometimes they're a bit too crazy. There
Well,
are there are some lots of incidents, that happened, which is pull crap crazy, and sometimes not pull crap crazy. But I had a lot of fun. Like my mom gave me the smell of freedom
mm,
and the smell of free speech, and say whatever the fuck you want to say. If you don't like a person, tell them fuck you.
nice. Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for her and it wasn't for my grandfather, who both told me the same fucking shit. If anyone talks to you and you don't like them, just say fuck off and move along.
That was my grandmother. Uh, all 4 foot 1 inches of her. Like, God, what would that be in meters? I'd be like 1.3 meters tall woman. Just tiny, tiny, tiny,
Just
tiny
like my
woman.
just like my mom, she's tiny as well.
Yeah, yeah. My grandmother was this stern, just gnarly Finnish woman, and she just had a "fuck you" to the
Oh,
world attitude. She's great. It's awesome.
yeah. I had that with my granddad. My mom, not so much because she eventually began working for the police, and she can't have that attitude for some reason.
Yeah, sure.
She was like that, but ever since she started working, she wasn't. I, I kind of missed the old fuck you attitude,
Yeah.
and now
So,
it's a bit too civilized. Yeah. Oh yeah, what's up?
um, I want to start talking about
What's up?
video games, but I also kind of need to piss.
Yep, go ahead.
So, should we take a piss break real fast?
By all means, yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, sure.
So, if everybody's watching, we're just gonna take a quick 2-3 minute piss break. I don't know if you need to piss, but I'm gonna go piss. So.
Me too. I need to.
Okay, we'll be right
All
back.
right. Be right back.
I'll put the audio back in on the stream. All right, we're back, guys, and I needed
Well,
another
yeah.
beer. Okay, so
So
video games. I
what's
have
up?
this theory that video games are the great cultural bridge because video games are not
Mm-hmm.
only international, and
Yep.
they're also the largest medium, but it's a universally enjoyed experience across all cultures that have access to it.
And it's completely, uh, also completely unfiltered by any forms of government control. I played
Yes.
World of Warcraft. I played World of Warcraft for
Absolutely.
for a very long time. I played League of Legends. I played Heroes of the Storm. I played
Mm.
so many video games. I've literally uh, grew up based on video games and music and books.
So how did you get your start
And
into video games? I'm curious.
my first was, I believe, I was a console person early
Hmm.
on. My first game was Resident Evil.
Oh yeah.
We did have we did. I no wait, hold on. It was much earlier than that. We had Nintendo because we just opened up a Japanese. The Japanese market came before the American market.
Really?
The Japanese market came before the American market. We had the PlayStation and the Nintendo first before the Xbox.
Oh, okay.
So we grew up a lot of games based on the Nintendo platform. I can't recall any of them because they were all fucking in Japanese. Um, we did have Final Fantasy. We did have some Pokemon games, which until now a lot of people still play Pokemon.
Well, sure. Yeah.
A lot of people still play any Nintendo-related games. And then the Xbox came, which had a Halo, which literally had a Halo community around it in the middle, like in the UAE.
Wow.
We had a
Okay.
small Halo, yeah, we had a small Halo community, and then the video games in the computers came out. My first game was Doom,
Oh yeah.
the first shooter game, Doom,
Yeah.
and I learned like I believe I learned how to pirate games that way, and that's how my love of computers grew
Oh yeah.
by pirating, by illegally obtaining video games.
Me too. That's the same with me. Absolutely.
Ex- Exactly, and then I believe EVE Online came, and I played that a little bit. And since English was still something I was learning,
Mhm.
um, I wasn't able to read and write English as properly as I could today. So meeting up with some people was like really hard, and having the social aspect of online video games was really hard.
Yeah.
Then World of Warcraft came, and the first servers I've joined was the American servers. Oh my God. When they realized I was someone who's not American, people were like just in love with me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were. They were so
Oh.
nice, and they were like, "Oh, uh, do you want a green card and move to America and escape the shithole that you're living in?" And I'm like, "What does the word shithole means?" I learned, I learned a lot of bad words very early. I would go. I
That's
remember
great.
going to my English teacher, and I was writing a story that I had to say out in class, and I believe that was like in sixth grade or fifth grade. And then the shit stain of a writer figured out that he was fucking smart and wrote about the independence. Teacher was like, "Who taught you those words?" My fucking friends.
My friends on Warcraft.
I was like, I literally said my fucking friends, my bitches and hoes in Warcraft.
Oh, you
And
did
she was
not.
like, that is a very bad, mean word, mister. You should not be able to say that, you know. I'm telling your parents about that. And my parents were like, who cares? As long as he's quiet, we don't care.
He's cursing in another language. Who gives a shit? That's
Who
fine.
gives a shit? It's fine. And then that's how I freaking learned the English language through fucking
Yeah.
video games and music and books.
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned, and the internet, mainly the internet.
Yeah.
And then my dad decided that it's much better off to send me off to the UK to learn English, and that paid off a lot.
Mm. So you did go to the UK for a while.
Yes, we travel frequent there
Okay.
uh,
Cool.
to the UK. My parents love it. I don't know why. I told them let's go to America, and they're like, "Good luck with the visa. Well, if you can achieve us the visa, we'll fly there.
Right.
It's easy. Actually, right now it's really easy for me to obtain a visa, but back then, not so much.
Oh, really? Why do you think that
Mhm.
was?
Um, because a lot of people here didn't have the passport, and a lot of people here, when they travel in a group of 20,
Okay.
okay? And it was kind of a security risk. And the only way we could travel to the States was for a reason which is related to if you're sick and it cannot be cured in the UAE, it could be cured in the States. You can have a plea from the government that I want to travel to this state into this hospital so I can treat this disease, and then the
Oh.
government will pay you
Okay.
so you can stop. Yeah, and the American government or the American embassy would assist us in this transaction. And it's all the second reason is to go there for education.
Okay.
All my high school friends are in the States right now
Wow. Cool.
for the scholarship reason. I could not go for I was like I had a scholarship, but I did not travel because my mom and dad divorced and I had to take care of my smaller brothers while
Oh.
she was working. And I told my brothers, if you want to travel to the States, you travel.
Yeah.
Have the opportunity I did not have. Study the things you want to study by going to the States.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I had a scholarship. I was about to go there, but yeah. And now anyone could go there for like a vacation purpose. Now it's all good. It's all handy dandy. Our relationship with the States are a-okay, all green.
Oh yeah. It's
Good.
really
Yeah.
good lately. Really, really good with the Emirates. Absolutely. Yeah.
It it always has been good.
Mm.
Ever since I'm sorry to bring up a tragic event, but ever since like the 9/11 attack,
Oh sure.
my dad was working the airport security, and my dad hopped in a team to travel to the States to educate and help us on how to fight these kind of crimes from happening.
Sure.
So
Absolutely.
he had training under the immigration security from the States.
Mm.
I believe it's immigration security or like security from in and out of the States. He went there, he traveled there, he was taught there, and he came back. And yeah, I mean, the relationship between the UAE and the USA is very, very strong.
Absolutely. I would imagine the events of 9/11 probably resonated a lot with what's going on with the Emirates because I mean like the threat of radicalized action, like that's a threat that could impact the Emirates as well, you know.
Uh, it actually was about to happen, but we prevented it because of,
Really?
yeah. Uh, we have three types of security here. We have the public police, we have the we have the military, of course,
Hmm.
and we have the secret police. And the reason why I'm trying to protect my anonymity is because of the secret police.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be in the watch list.
Right. It's
Family
probably
members are in the police. Yeah, and we were keeping an eye on a lot of radical. We were, we had a lot of radical Islamic people under our watch and
mm,
under our list. And I think last year during Ramadan, which is a holy month,
yep.
just before Ramadan, we caught a lot of people and we kicked them out of the country because they had very radical ideas and they had a lot of impact to most of the people right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's another thing. That's another thing that the West, at least in America, if somebody's not very well read about it, they don't really quite understand. Is like,
Mhm.
whereas we did have. Don't get me wrong. The 9/11 was awful. It was pretty bad. It was a huge event,
Yeah,
but the looming the
yeah,
looming
it was, it was.
the looming threat of that type of action, whereas we might have felt the sting really strongly, that looming threat
Hmm.
exists perpetually in the Arab world, perpetually, because the number one victim of radicalized Islam is Muslims.
Yes,
It's just a simple
definitely yes.
fact.
Simple fact.
Yeah.
Like right now, we're at war with Yemen, with the Yemen rebels, because of radicalized ideas of these idiots.
Right.
Fucking hell, man. I mean, it's really stupid. They bring out like the holy book, and they're like, hey, it says here that we should kill all the infidels, blah blah blah, and behead them, blah blah blah. Jihad, 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 jihad.
Right.
And I'm like, fuck you, man. Do you know what even jihad means? You illiterate fuck.
What do, what
And
what does it
yeah,
mean?
okay. Jihad means, for example, let's say, um, I think jihad had a meaning for the times back before technology and before cyber warfare and airplanes and shit.
Sure.
Let's say you're country A and I am country B, and me and you are like neighbors.
Mm.
You come and you invaded my country. The rebels will call upon a jihad so they can retrieve their country back.
Mm.
It's literally like the Arab word for the crusade.
Or like a quest.
It's like a quest to bring back our lands for the people, that our true lands back for us.
Right.
That's what it means. The same way as how the crusade had the quest to bring back the Holy Land, jihad means to bring back your land. That's it. And I believe America is not our land.
Unless the Native
Jihad,
Americans want to
jihad.
call jihad on the white people. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did we get cut off? Uh-oh. Internet connection problem. There's a problem with the internet connection between you two. Hold on. Oh, I think it came back.
Oh, 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 oh.
And then it went again. Damn it. This is the problem with VPNing across international lines. Damn it. I'm having way too much fun. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Wait.
Hello, hello, hello.
There we go. Are we back?
Damn it, hello.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yep.
There we
Hello.
go. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, I can.
Oh,
Shit. No! No! I'm having so much
of
fun.
jihad. No.
I know. Maybe.
Wait.
Maybe. Are we good?
Maybe. Maybe. I hope.
I don't know. I think I can hear you.
Hold on. Hold on.
Okay. I'm holding. Ooh. Shit. Here. Okay. Here. Shit. Okay. And I'm gonna close down my Skype on this just in case like something screwy goes on. I'll try calling him back.
Hello.
There we go. I think we're
There we
good.
go. Yeah, I believe so. I believe so. Let me. Okay. Are you able to hear me?
Yes. Yes, I can.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I apologize for that. My ISP is a monopoly A money hoarding son of a bitch.
It's fair.
If you think that the American telecommunication companies are ridiculous, come here and see how it is. Skype is blocked.
Mm-hmm.
Hangout is blocked. A lot of free calling software are blocked because they would jeopardize the economy of calling people.
Oh.
So that's why a lot of things are blocked.
Have you ever tried to use Rabbit?
Rabbit?
Yeah, it's a sharing service where you can voice talk,
Watch.
video talk, and watch YouTube videos at the same time.
Oh yeah, I think that's how you talk and watch videos with a lot of YouTubers, right?
Yeah, I do that with some of the YouTubers. Me and Sargon have used it before when we live stream together. I because it's so esoteric it might not be blocked yet. So
Uh, Believe me.
yeah, they might already have it.
I mean, I'm surprised that Discord is even up yet.
But you still
Fucking
you,
hell.
you still can access Discord though.
Yes, thank God. If they remove Discord, I'm gonna fucking, oh man, I'm gonna move out of the country.
Yeah, that would be shitty.
Yeah, I mean,
Discord has revolutionized my life, man. It's such a good program.
we only have one internet company, by the way.
Really?
Yes, because of the monopoly.
Wow.
If I would hate my country for one thing, it's the monopoly of a lot of things that only one company should own it and have no competition.
Yeah.
Fucking bullshit, man.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly. I mean, we tend to have certain kind of smaller situations like that here. There's really only one viable internet company in my city.
Is it Comcast?
Yeah, it's Comcast.
Fuck,
But
good. Well, good luck to you then.
yeah, well, okay. So this is what happened last month. They sent me a letter and they were like, by the way, we're gonna put data caps on. You can only use 1 terabyte. And they sent me an
What?
estimate. Yeah, I know. They sent me an estimate of how much I use, and I was at 1.4 terabytes for usage for the whole month. And I was like, well, I guess I'm going business class now. So
Oh my God. Like,
yeah.
okay, here you can have any amount of data that you want to use,
Mm.
but the speed is limited. The speed is 100 megabytes a second over here.
Mm-hmm. And that's a
100
down.
MBS. I believe it's a down.
Okay.
They never state if it's an up and down. They just say 100.
Okay.
It might be one down and 100 up, and I think it's like one down and 99 up, or something like that.
Who knows?
And half the shit is censored or blocked.
Oh. Well,
Pornography. Pornography is
got a VPN to get your porn on. Yeah.
apparently so. A friend of mine had to use a VPN to get another VPN.
Oh shit.
Fucking hell, it's fucking ridiculous. And thankfully, I can speak freely because I know the VPN that I'm using is completely off the hook and
Oh shit.
out of anything. But yeah, I mean, a lot of things are censored and monitored in media and the internet over here.
Hmm.
A lot of censorship in media and the internet here.
That's kind of
Oh my,
unfortunate. That's a bit unfortunate.
it's for the quote unquote the well-being of the people, but it's fucking bullshit, man.
Well, so I mean, like, okay, so there's censorship on the internet as far as things that you can see, pornography, certain types of ways to communicate.
Yeah.
What about like television or cinema?
Cinema is completely privatized by the cinema company.
Really interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The only thing that they're not allowed to show is anything that is anti-Arab,
Oh.
like
Okay.
strictly a bunch of white dudes slaying a group of Arab people. No,
I don't think I've seen a whole lot of that in
there
American
isn't
cinema.
any. There isn't any. I've checked.
Okay, all right.
I would love to watch and see why, but there isn't any. Um, they must cut the nudity.
Sure.
They must cut the nudity of several scenes in a movie. That's why if the movie is 1 hour long, it's 80 hour. It's 40 minutes long because all the nudity is cut out, and that's why we pirate shit,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we can see them good tits, and that's it. And what's surprising is like, okay, if you cut off the nudity, I'm just gonna walk into the beach
To
and
the
look at all the nudity over there.
Are there a lot
You
of
can't
nude
stop me.
beaches in Dubai?
Um, Unofficial ones that
Oh.
only a few niche people know about.
Mm.
A landowner would have a land beach, and he could have a unofficial event of like a nude beach party or something,
Really?
which I attended a few, and whew,
Yeah. Yeah,
I have to experience everything in life. I have to experience everything in life.
I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. God.
but yeah, but yeah, a lot of censorship is there. Nudity is cut off. We don't have the same Netflix as you do. It's that bad.
Although I have heard
Hmm? Yeah.
that American Netflix actually has the lowest amount of content than any of the Netflixes across the world. Because every country
India,
has different,
yeah,
yeah. But ours is like
India. I
bare.
believe India has the highest one. India has the highest one, I believe.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
Yeah. We love your shows. We love the American shows and the American movies, but we can't really watch them through Netflix, so we have to go and buy them off like Virgin Megastore or something. And in terms of like this cinema movies, like if you have the Avengers releasing today, we're gonna have it next week,
Oh, that's not that bad though. That's not that bad.
or sometimes like 1 or 2 days off. It's not
When
that
I lived
bad.
in Central America, the lag was 3 months. 3 months before you
Holy
get the movie.
shit! What?
Yeah, yeah, it
It's
was
like three,
crazy.
4 days here.
Yeah, Central America was really bad. But I tell you what, have you ever seen the movie From Dusk Till Dawn?
Yes.
Okay, there's nothing quite like being on a military base in a Central American country where everybody's drunk all the time, and you're in a movie theater with Marines, Army, Air Force, Navy. All these people are loaded. You're 14 years old and you're trying to watch a vampire movie, and they're just fist fighting everywhere. It's amazing.
Oh,
Yeah, it was incredible.
oh man. Coming from a military family, I know exactly what you mean.
Oh yeah, military families. Oh man, it's a unique experience. It really is.
It's if no one ever lived in a military family, they should date someone who is from one and just sit down and have food with them.
Oh yeah.
But make sure that the people who are around the area are from different branches in the military. One from Air Force, one from the Navy,
Yep.
one from the land force, and one from the secret police. And just add a little bit of alcohol in their drinks without them knowing.
And they will shit talk each other all night. All
Oh
night.
my god.
Oh my god, the jokes are so good. Do you know
Oh my god. Yeah.
I don't know if this one will translate too well, but so my dad was Air Force. We
Yeah.
did have a lot of friends who were Marines. You know what my dad called Marines?
What did he?
Self-deploying sandbags. So
Oh my god.
right, so sandbags, you drop them to like provide cover,
Yeah,
but the
yeah, yeah,
Marines
yeah.
are in the front, so they're like, "There's a sandbag."
We have the similar way of. We call them that in Arabic. We call them that in Arabic. Well, not the Marines exactly, but the land forces, like the main army.
Yeah.
My uncle is in the Air Force.
Hmm.
Fucking same thing. The same thing you just said. These guys are like self-deployed sandbags. He said that in Arabic,
Oh shit.
which sounds a bit more aggressive and a bit more like, oh, that bitch. And we have some
Oh
people,
man.
I think the majority of them are in the ground forces. My uncle is the commander in chief from one of them,
Oh cool.
and my other uncle is the commander in chief in the Air Force. And
Damn.
they are, um, I believe, related.
Hmm.
It's a huge fucking tribe, man. I don't even fucking know who knows who, but they are related.
Yeah.
And when they meet eye to eye, I can feel a disturbance in the force. During a wedding, during a wedding, I felt a disturbance in the force when they met each other. I'm like, fuck, two colossuses meeting eye to eye. What's gonna happen? And
Isn't
I'm
it?
thinking in the back of my head, where's my hashish so I can fucking smoke up and see what they talk about?
Yeah. Oh, that's phenomenal. So,
Um,
speaking about
yeah,
the Force, I know it's 7 days until the new Star Wars here. How long until it releases over there?
in 7 days.
In 7 days? So it's a worldwide. Good, good.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah.
are
I'm
you a Star Wars
checking my.
fan?
We have a space agency in our country, and I applied for that space agency ever since I joined the university.
Mm,
I fucking love space.
me
Star
too.
Wars, Star Trek, any space movie. Fucking love it.
Me too. Huge
Uh,
into Trek, huge into Star Wars. Absolutely.
yeah, 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 yeah. I used to have a lightsaber somewhere. I believe in one of my high moments, it's gone missing.
It's one of those moments where you wake up the next morning, you're like, "Where the fuck did I put my lightsaber? God damn it!"
Fuck, actually, I'm kind of annoyed right now. Where the fuck is my lightsaber? Shit. How can I fight the Darth? What if the forces of good come? Oh, yeah, by the way, I am with the Sith, and I'm with the Republic.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
I am with the people who offer me the highest amount of cookies. Give me the cookies, and I'll work for you.
I have this horrible bad punk tattoo that I got like right
Oh, yeah,
here.
I saw that
Yeah,
one.
it's terrible. Yeah, I want to get it covered up with an the Empire gear right there. That'd be cool.
You could actually make it into like uh, a stormtrooper.
Hmm. Oh,
Maybe, maybe because the head appears to be like a stormtrooper.
does it count? Maybe. I don't know.
If you like tweak it a bit, maybe he is standing on top of. I don't know.
I could make a
I'm not really.
twerking stormtrooper. He could be twerking. That'd be good.
Ah, I. It's your body. I like the fucking idea.
Well, I am gonna
If there
get.
was,
I'm getting internet famous tattooed across my chest soon. So
when is that gonna happen, man? I'm.
this month. This month. I'm just waiting on my buddy to give me a
Oh
time
yeah,
slot
yeah, yeah,
sometime this month,
yeah.
and it's happening. I'll live
Oh,
stream the whole thing too.
wait. You're gonna live stream while being tattooed?
Yeah, I'll have mems do like periodical periscopes like while I'm getting inked up and yeah. Oh yeah,
I
absolutely.
hope. I hope Periscope is not banned here. I'm. I want to have a laugh.
I'll bring my cameras in. I'll record it anyway. So yeah, yeah. It's been a long time since I got a tattoo too, so I'm probably gonna squeal a little bit. That's okay.
Oh, come on.
Ah,
You had.
squeal in a good way.
Well, hello there. Now you speak my language. But
All
yeah, I
right.
mean,
So
we don't have any tattoos artists. Yeah.
what I think we should do is we'll go ahead and we'll kill the stream and the chat.
Hmm.
You and I will hang out a little bit longer. We'll just talk. We'll talk off camera, away from the recording and all that sort of thing.
Okay. Okay.
But I do want to say thank you so much for joining me tonight. This has been
No problem.
amazing, an
No
amazingly
problem.
fun, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful interview.
Thank you. Thank you. It's an honor and it's a pleasure. And I would love to do this more. And I would love to, show the world that not every Arab is a turban wearing neckbeard.
Yeah,
We do
absolutely.
have beards. We do have beards, but I mean, not all of us are the same, and I would love to educate the people through any means possible. And if making an interview with you would even change one individual and how they see us, that's okay with me.
Yeah, it's totally worth it. Absolutely.
Yep,
One step at a time.
of course.
All right. So, good night to everybody who's watching.
Good night.
Thank you so much.
Good night, everyone.
All right. And let's say